He has faced giants in the cage. He has taken blows from the world's most dangerous men. He has stood, bloody but unbowed, inside the octagon where fear lives and glory is born. But it wasn't a fight that nearly ended him, it was a crash. And it didn't happen in Vegas, or Madison Square Garden. It happened on a racetrack. Randy Couture, the man who conquered the UFC world and etched his name into the blood-stained canvas of mixed martial arts history, is once again battling. But this time, the battle is off the mat. It's in the air, on a stretcher, under sirens, and in the intensive care unit of a Kansas City burn center. At 62 years old, Couture wasn't done chasing adrenaline. Retirement wasn't a period, it was a comma. And the next sentence of his life was about speed, steel, and the sound of engines screaming beneath him. He was preparing to make his debut in the National Hot Rod Association. Not just attending, competing, racing, pushing machines to their limits the same way he once pushed his body inside the cage. But on Tuesday, those machines turned against him. Following a stock car crash, Couture was airlifted to safety. Not just a quick patch-up and some stitches. No, this was serious. When a man has to be flown to a burn center, it tells you just how close the edge really was. And yet, through it all, there is hope. His spokesperson, speaking to MMA Junkie, said the words fans needed to hear: he is expected to make a full recovery. That is Randy Couture. That is Captain America. That is the man who came back again and again, who never accepted limits, and who never let age define his ambition. But let's not rush past the gravity of what happened. This wasn't a fender bender. This wasn't a minor bump in the journey of an aging legend. This was a violent collision on a track where every second counts and every mistake costs. And yet, Couture wasn't just dabbling. He was training, earning his competitive license, laying the groundwork to race officially by the end of 2025. Because for Randy Couture, the Octagon was never enough. The fire inside him has always needed more. He's a warrior who doesn't know how to slow down. He's a gladiator for whom calm is the enemy and challenge is the fuel. And so he turned to racing, not as a celebrity guest, not as a gimmick, but as a competitor. A driver. A threat on the track just as he was in the ring. He's not new to danger. He's not naive. Randy Couture has faced death before, in combat, in training, in the unforgiving silence after defeat. But he's always risen. He's always walked back in. And now, he fights again. Not with fists, not with takedowns or arm bars, but with tubes, bandages, and the resolve to heal. Because this crash could have been worse. Much worse. But it wasn't. Because the same spirit that carried him through 5 UFC championships is still alive in him. Still pushing. Still unbroken. He doesn't know how to stop. He doesn't want to. And the world doesn't want him to. Because Randy Couture is more than a fighter. He is a symbol. Of resilience. Of reinvention. Of what it means to refuse the ordinary. He's the man who fought until his late 40s and won. He's the man who took out younger men, faster men, tougher men, and made them question everything. And now, even at 62, he was preparing to go wheel to wheel at over 300 miles per hour, chasing a new kind of victory. Because greatness doesn't clock out. It evolves. This crash may have interrupted his momentum, but it hasn't taken his will. And when he walks out of that burn unit, when he steps back into the garage, into the simulator, into the heat of combustion, he will do so with scars. Scars that prove he lived. That he dared. Because racing is not just about speed. It's about risk. And Couture understands risk better than most. He has risked bones, blood, and breath for glory before. And he'll do it again. And when he returns, because he will return, it won't be to applause. It will be to ignition. To roaring engines. To fire and danger. And to possibility. Because Randy Couture doesn't age. He evolves. And he is not done yet. Not by a long shot. Not even a crash could stop him. Because warriors don't break, they rebuild. And Randy Couture, he's already on his way.